I think shelf life with music always comes when someone says something completely honest and does something that, you know, that kind of sticks out from the crowd, you know. Music's timeless. If you capture that perfect moment while you're creating, it's gonna be timeless. It doesn't matter when you put out the song or not. I'm just trying to capture those special moments, like where I'm at the height of my creativity. If I miss those moments, then my music's not gonna be timeless. If I catch those moments on record, then it will be timeless. When I first started recording this album, which wasn't titled yet, it was just kind of, you know, just an album. I was working in downtown studio, so we were like downtown New York, going to the office. Their offices are in the front. I walk by every day, say what's up to, you know, like to Mr. Josh Deutsch and say what's up to the lawyers that work for him, and then I would go back into the studio and like start getting creative. It felt like an office job, honestly, and I think it was pretty hard to create that way. I don't like the idea of having to do anything. Like if someone's like, you have to do this, I'm like, yeah, right. You know, but if someone's like, hey, you want to do this, I'm like, oh, that might be cool, and I like can go and do that. But like when it's this pressure of like showing up to an office, it's when I totally shut down. So it made it really difficult for me to like create. And also I started this album not working with Triple Exchange, and Triple Exchange produced the whole entire Yo 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 album. We had a bit of a falling out for a moment, and so I had to take on this responsibility that I didn't really know how to take on. Like I had to be a producer of my album. I had to choose different producers to work with and have this vision. And it was really tough because Alex and I like understand each other. We've been friends for a while and we come from the same sort of background. So I don't have to constantly explain myself or what I want. He just say, hey, what do you think of this? I'm like, oh, perfect. And I'll just go for it. Without having him around, really kind of threw some things off. So it was kind of, I was lonely and also showing up to an office every day. The second phase of this album, once I left downtown, was a bit more freeing, and I felt like I had like a lot to prove, you know. I think if you go through a whole year of people telling you you're not making the right music, and you know, like you should work with different people and not understanding your vision, it can be pretty like things can feel like kind of like daunting and like uninspiring. Like I feel like a lot of kids were just I'll do whatever you want, or just quit music in general. And but I think once I got off of downtown, it kind of freed me up and made me like want to fight for something. I guess the first phase was like work, and the second phase was like I was fighting for freedom or something. I don't know, like a good spirit behind me. Mark asked me to come in and try my hand at, you know, writing some stuff for his album, and it was cool because I was definitely stuck in a rut, and it gave me a chance to kind of like be a part of something. He's very good at knowing what he wants really quickly, and knowing like where the music should go. So you know, when I simply just played him a song that Boys Noise and I were working on, and then he knew exactly kind of like how to fix it and make it bigger, you know. And so I think the reason why it doesn't sound like a Mark Ronson production is because it wasn't completely. It's a collaboration between me, Boys Noise, and Mark Ronson. So I think I try to push all the producers I work with to do something that's a little bit different than, you know, what they're used to doing. And even with, I think, some of the Boys Noise productions on the album, you know, he kind of stepped out of, you know, the techno world to do something that was just more creative for both of us, you know, like it would kind of meet in the center in a way. Yeah, DTF DADT. It's produced by Zeb from Popo. This awesome band from Philly. They're on Mad Decent. That's one of my favorite tracks on the album as well. It's just because you know, it's grimy and dissonant, and it kind of felt like it wasn't overproduced. Like some of the other songs on the record, you can kind of feel like, you know, everything needed to be perfect. Zeb gave me this MP3 that he couldn't fix or change at all. He just recorded this stuff live, like as he was playing, recorded it. He's like, this is it. I can't change anything about it. Like, you just have to deal with it. But I really had to kind of like carve out what I thought would be like a chorus and verse, and so it was really awesome way for me to work because it didn't have any structure, it didn't make any sense, and I had to kind of get in where I fit in. And it also didn't sound like anything else. I haven't heard a beat like that before ever. So I was really excited to work with a producer who was doing something that sounded original. I hate making really bold statements in songs, because I feel like life isn't so black and white. So I kind of blend in all of my feelings and thoughts into like this across the whole album, and I hope that listeners can pick up on that. But I definitely learned a lesson from writing that way, and I wanted to make sure that some of the like just like deeper or political or socially conscious thoughts came out to the forefront in this record. So therefore you have a song like Turn It Off where I just say, you know, what I wanted to say. It wasn't really for me, it was for the listener. It was like, okay, if you're not going to be patient enough to listen to everything that I say, or you're only going to concentrate on every time I say then I have to now say something more plainly and say, you know, live for something, move for something, work for something, you know. Shake it to my is racist. It's just I think it's just a kind of a funny way to kind of bring up, you know, a lot of issues with like diversity and equality in America. My favorite thing about that line, because I definitely was inspired by Dave Chappelle's when he came to a show in LA, and he came up to me after the show, he just going, shake it to racist, shake it to racist, and I was just like, I did it. You know, just like, thank you, you like it, job done, over.